Hi, this video will show you how to calculate percentage of amount. Percent means parts over 100. The symbol for percentage is this red symbol. 10% means 10 over 100 or 1 over 10 when you simplify it. That means you divide the amount by 10. 1% means 1 over 100 or you divide the amount by 100. Now let's calculate percentage of amount without a calculator. So calculating 40% of 20, you find 10% first of 20, which is 2, because 1/10 of 20 is 2, or you divide 20 by 10. Now we want 40%, so you multiply 10% by 4, so you get 40%. You do the same with the other side. That means you multiply 2 by 4, then you get 8. So 40% of 20 is 8. Without using a calculator, we're going to change 40% into a multiplier. That means changing 40% to 100. And then we multiplied it by 20 because of means times. 40 over 100 is 0.4. Multiplying that with 20, you get 8. So the next example will be finding 35% of 220. So let's start with 10%. We're going to find 30% plus 5%, which will make up 35%. So 10% of 220 is 22, because 220 divided by 10 gives you 22. Multiply 10% by 3 to get your 30%. Do the same with 22. 22 times 3 will give you 66. Now we want 35%, so let's find 5%. 5% is half of 10, so that means we're going to find half of 22 as well, which is 11. Now 30% plus 5% will give you 35%, and 66 plus 11, which is your 5%, will give you 77. So 35% of 220 is 77. Without using the calculator, we change 35 into a decimal and then multiply it by 220. So 35 over 100 is 0.35 times 220 is also 77. Now let's try 13% of 670. 13% is composed of 10% and 3%. So finding 10% of 670, you divide 670 by 10, which will give you 67. Now you want to find 3%, so let's start with 1%. 1% means you're dividing your amount by 100. So that means 670 divided by 100 will give you 6.7. And convert 1% to 3% by multiplying that with 3. Do the same to the other side. 6.7 times 3 will give you 20.1. Now 10% plus 3% will give you 13%, which is what you're looking for. 10% is 67, 3% is 20.1. Add them up, will give you 87.1. So 13% of 670 is 87.1. Using the calculator, change 13% to decimal and multiply to 670. So that will give you 0.13 times 670 gives you 87.1. Now we're going to have our exercise. So I want you to answer these 3 questions. While you're working out, I want you to press the pause button and press play again when you're finished. And these are your answers. Changing 60% to decimal. So 60 over 100 gives you 0.6 times 568 is 340 pounds and 80 pence. So we're going to be using the calculator method for the answers here to be quicker. So 15% is 0.15 as a multiplier, times 300 is 45 pounds, and 7% of 680 is 7 over 100 is 0.07 times 680 gives you 47.6. I hope you got all your answers right, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.